When I was young, I had a dream, and it was that dream that set me on a somewhat crooked path to becoming who I am today. My dream, I wanted to be a scientist. When I grew up in the northeast of England, I was glued every Saturday morning to radio and TV sci-fi programs such as The Outer Limits and The Twilight Zone. I was mesmerized by those movies with scientists in their white lab coats, their faces glowing in the flickering green light of a cathode ray tube, surrounded by levers and dials with the crackling sound of electricity in the background. That was my dream, to become a scientist. As I began my path towards leaving school and finding a job, I met up with my high school career counsellor, Debbie Downer. She looked me squarely in the eyes and without a hint of empathy said, "Oh, your dream is far too unrealistic, my boy. You might be a little bit too intelligent for the coal mines, but you're certainly not intelligent enough to be a scientist. A government role as a civil servant would suit you perfectly." Debbie Downer, dream crusher. But that fleeting moment of disappointment, it lit a fire in me. Why should I let somebody else decide what I can or cannot be? And that's where I learned one of life's first lessons. It's okay to follow your dreams, even when others doubt them. It was my grandmother, bless her, who saved my dream. She saw an ad in the newspaper, scientific technicians needed for the Atomic Weapons Research Establishment. I applied for the job. I got the job, and off I went, tappy-lappy 300 miles down south to Aldermaston. There it was, everything I imagined it would be. Each day, I'd walk a mile towards the laboratory to a strange and haunting tick-tocking sound resonating in the air. I worked in a supersized glove box wearing massive rubber gloves, preparing samples of uranium and plutonium for testing. It was fascinating work. But after about 4 years, I came to realize a couple of things. There were some severe career limitations, and working with radioactive materials, well, it can be a tad bit hazardous for your bits. So I returned back up to the northeast of England and found work at a local pharmaceutical company. Here, my career progressed very quickly, becoming a laboratory manager, then a manager of quality assurance. It was in the latter role that I learned the benefits of being curious, such as the time where a white powder that we manufactured turned pink. Everyone thought someone had messed up the recipe, but by being curious and asking the right questions, we're able to trace the issue back to a change that had occurred upstream in the process. In our company, we were really lucky to have a progressive general manager who encouraged his managers to explore opportunities outside of their normal comfort zone. I moved out from my quality assurance role to work in human resources. And there I quickly learned the art of listening, especially during interviews. Then a couple of years later, I was offered an opportunity to work at a company site in Canada. This was a totally new adventure for me and my family. Being in Canada was great, even the winter. It was in Canada where I found a passion for being actively involved in theatre. Life was just amazing for the first year. But then things went a tad awry. Have you ever been in a toxic work relationship? I came to find out that my boss had a mother hen type personality. She was a diminisher that would constantly look for faults rather than let you grow and learn from your mistakes. This left me second guessing my decisions and doubting myself. My confidence, it tumbled, and I fell down my emotional ladder. Ultimately, this affected my marriage and eventually led to a divorce. But as I came to learn, every setback is a stepping stone if you choose to let it be. I came to find out that this situation that I'd been in was just the catalyst I needed. I bounced back, I climbed back up my emotional ladder, and to be honest, at 40, I grew up. I promised myself I would never, ever, ever let circumstances pull me under again. I met Dave McCarthy, who owned a consultant company. Working for Dave was a true blessing. And in his company, I was able to work as a consultant with many diverse companies within the pharmaceutical and life science industries. I also became much more involved in community theatre. I produced and directed over 30 theatrical productions. Actually, it was in community theatre that helped me learn how to truly apply project management. Theatre is unforgiving. You've got about 10 weeks to prepare your audience and crew, rehearse, build a set, light that set, and be ready to perform. No excuses. That audience is coming in opening night, and you and the team have to deliver a performance. All of these experiences, well, they sowed the seeds into me for adopting what I call a consultant mindset. A consultant mindset is a growth mindset that's focused on providing value-based service to others. It combines curiosity, problem solving, and the ability to empower others to take actions, as well as a passion for change and the challenges that come with that change. I've been a consultant now for over 30 years, and most of that time working with pharmaceutical companies that are in some pretty bad trouble with the FDA. My consultant mindset has been my guiding principle throughout my consulting career. It's one I believe that can transform not just your work, but your relationships and your life. For me, curiosity was the secret sauce for my consulting mindset. It's what drove me to see and accept new challenges. It's what helped me see and connect dots that others just didn't see. Curiosity, it opens the doors to building bridges of understanding. Now, while curiosity can open them doors, it's really the relationships that you build that help you walk through them. Relationships and teamwork are everything. As consultants, we thrive on building meaningful connections. I've been very lucky to consult on many projects across the globe, from France, Germany to Japan and China. And each experience has taught me the value of embracing diversity and respecting different perspectives, different cultures, and different beliefs. Building relationships well, it has a ripple effect that can impact you and others, just like a stone being thrown into water. Those ripples will come back to you in some form or other. As consultants, we find that we are driven to create impact, particularly when we're helping clients resolve their somewhat big problems. To create impact, I really don't mean charging in like the 7th Cavalry to try and fix everything. It's much more beneficial when you find ways to empower and mentor your clients and their team so that they can resolve their own issues. When you give others the opportunities to learn and create their own early successes, and you let them blossom, you create lasting impact for them. You know, there's no greater joy when you see someone you've guided, go to achieve extraordinary success. When I worked in Canada, I mentored Sarah, a bright young member of my team, and I watched her grow to become the VP of Quality of GlaxoSmithKline. Life does give you wonderful opportunities, but it can also give you some challenges. Resilience is what will help you get through those, even the toughest of those challenges. One of my consulting assignments had led me to Puerto Rico. This assignment was supposed to last only 3 months, but ended up spanning 10 years. Life in Puerto Rico was wonderful. I even learned to dance salsa and merengue, which is quite an achievement, especially for a Brit. But Puerto Rico didn't just teach me how to dance. It gave me Sue. Fate introduced us, and she reignited my faith and love. A year later, we were married and started building a life together. 5 years into our marriage, we faced one of those challenges you hope you never ever have to endure. Sue was diagnosed with leukemia. Watching your loved one endure treatment is tough, but seeing her in ICU is absolutely heartbreaking. Yet, Sue's resilience and toughness were nothing short of inspiring. Together, with our dear friends and family, we leaned into prayer and faith and what I can only describe as this amazing golden light. Today, Sue is fully recovered, full of life and grit and strength. She's a living testament to the power of hope, resilience, and love. So, as you face your own challenges, remember, be resilient. Stay forever curious and never stop asking yourself, what is my next step? Because every challenge you face is just another door waiting to be opened. For me, having a consultant mindset has always been much more than just a professional philosophy. It's a way of life. It's about staying curious, building meaningful relationships, and actively listening to others. It's about striving to create lasting impact while remaining resilient, even in the face of adversity. But it's also about balance. For me, that balance came from community theatre, and now it's showing my Irish wolfhounds at AKC dog shows. These are the passions that have kept me grounded. So as you reflect on your own journey, ask yourself, what challenges can you embrace? What relationships should you actually actively nurture? What impact do you want to have? And most importantly, what is it that fuels your passion? Because it's those passions that give you the strength to keep moving forward no matter what life throws at you. Oh, and about that childhood dream of becoming a scientist, guess what? I've been living that dream all along by continuing to explore new adventures, experimenting with new ways of doing things, embracing new cultures, and facing life's challenges. So go out there, Embrace your challenges. Be curious. Build relationships. And more importantly, find your purpose and follow your dreams. They're out there. They're just waiting for you.